Hello and welcome to the Saturday review show. So a really good set of fixtures this Saturday. Some really good games, some good results. So let's get straight into it with the 12:30 kickoff between Wolves and Manchester City. So this one ended 1-1, and there was obviously controversy. A ball in from Moutinho, and Willy Bolly heads in. Looked like he headed in, but it did come off his arm, and I cannot understand for the life of me, why this was unseen by the linesman. I cannot understand it. I cannot understand it at all. There is his hand is out, and it's very disappointing that was missed. It was a fairly usual kind of game. City dominating in the first half, 70% possession as you would expect. Wolves, they were pretty solid. They had a few counter attacks. They had a goal ruled out rightly for offside. Second half, it was more of the same. Wolves had a few more chances and did score through Willy Bolly. David Silva was brought down. I did not think this was a penalty. Most City fans thought it was a penalty, but I disagree with them. I didn't think it was a penalty. And then they brought on Gabriel Jesus, and then 7 minutes later, Laporte headed in from a ball by Gundogan, and he made it 1-1. They kept going, but they could not get the winner. Sergio Aguero hitting the bar in the final minute. And they had chances in the first half. Aguero hit the post, as did I think he hit the post Raheem Sterling. It's a shame that we couldn't get the win, but these results happen. Man City won't be the only team that go to Molineux and don't win in the top six. They are very well drilled. They play the right way. They're very well prepared each and every game. I saw a lot of fans from other clubs, laughing about it. It's a 1-1 draw. It's not like we lost. It's not like we lost. And these results happen. I think De Bruyne would have found the ball to make it 2-1, but a really good point for Wolves. Their second point of the game. Still not yet picked up a win this season, but 2 points from their opening two games at home against Everton and then against Man City. It's a really good start by them, certainly at home. Next we go to Arsenal and West Ham, and it was West Ham that opened the scoring after 25 minutes. Felipe Anderson and Marco Arnautovic, they really linked up well here. And they really showed some really good passing and put it all together. And it looked really good indeed. I was very impressed by that move. Monreal made it 1-1. They could not clear their lines, and Monreal got in and made it 1-1. It went 2-1 after 20 minutes. That was it's a Diop own goal from across. There was nothing he could have done, bless him. I really rate Diop. I remember seeing him a few years ago in Ligue 1, and I think he'll be an excellent signing for West Ham. And then, right at the end, Hector Bellerin squared the ball, and Welbeck was in loads of space and made it 3-1, and that was game over. I don't think West Ham deserved to lose. I think it was a very even game. And probably Arsenal just about deserved it. It's really important that they won this. They needed to win this, and they have. So their first win under Unai Emery. It was a very tight game, but when it went 2-1, there was only going to be one winner. So next, we have Bournemouth and Everton. This was a very entertaining game. So in the first half, it was 0-0 at the break, but Richarlison was sent off. Sort of just flicked his head towards the Bournemouth player, I think was Smith. Listen, the fact is, it's not a proper headbutt. But the fact is, you can't go around doing that. You know, you can't go around doing that. He's totally lost his head. I'm sure Silva will rectify this in the coming weeks. It's unfortunate, but you know, you can't do that. But despite that, just before the hour mark, Theo Walcott, who I've been really impressed with so far this season, made it 1-0. A great strike, great ball from Tosin as well. He's looked really, really good, Walcott. He was very unlucky not to get into my team of the week. I think it was last week. Played really well. But I just went with the 3 strikers. And then he raced through and was brought down by Adam Smith, who was then sent off. A ball in from Sigurdsson from the corner a few minutes later, and Keane made it 2-0, and it looked like it was game over. But Bournemouth won a penalty, which was dispatched by Josh King. And then Nathan Aki scored as well. They failed to clear out. I think it was a Wilson header, and then it came off the post, and there was Aki. They were lining up for them. I think a couple of them were probably offside, but he definitely wasn't, and he made it 2-2. They tried to go for the winner at Everton. They brought on Calvert-Lewin, they brought on Bernard, despite being down to 10 men, but they could not get it, and there was an injury for Michael Keane, who's suffered a hairline fracture. He came off in the 96th minute, and Zuma came on for his debut. So they're really light at the back at the moment. They obviously had Keane and Holgate. Zuma came on, but they're still without Yerry Mina, and Phil Jagielka is suspended. So they're a little bit light in midfield, but I think this is the final game Jagielka will miss next week. Right, to Huddersfield, and I think both teams will be kicking themselves here. Huddersfield had the best chances. They had the chances to win the game, and then they got sent off. Hogg for, it wasn't a headbutt, but he had his head against him and they pushed him over. You've seen that type of, I think if the head wasn't involved, I think it had just been a yellow card. But Arthur was booked, Hogg was sent off, and then Cardiff had chances to win it. The fact is, both teams needed to get the win, and they didn't. Huddersfield, they had the more possession, but Cardiff had the more points, the more chances. Both teams will be kicking themselves that they didn't get a winner here, because that would have been a key 3 points for both teams, but I feel like these two will both get relegated. So finally, the final 3 o'clock game, we have Southampton versus Leicester City, and it was a great start in the second half for Southampton. Pierre Højbjerg was booked in the first half, which is very, very key to the game. Bertrand scored a great goal from just outside the area into the top corner. 4 minutes later, it was cancelled out by a nice finish from Damari Gray, who was very, very good. And in the 77th minute is where the game changed. Højbjerg went through and then dived, and he was already booked, which meant he was sent off. To get a second booking for diving, particularly when you know you're on a yellow card, you know, it's ridiculous. And he left his team in the lurch. In the 92nd minute, Harry Maguire shot from long range into the bottom corner. Really good strike by him, and he made it 2-1, giving them all 3 points at St Mary's Stadium. Southampton, once again, they only have themselves to blame. And in the late game, I was expecting a hammer in here for Brighton, but it was just the one goal that Liverpool won by. Firmino setting up Salah, and Salah hitting into the bottom corner. They didn't play very well in the second half, Liverpool. They didn't play very well. But they got the win, which is really important. It's one of those where they... You know, you don't play well, but you get the 3 points, and it's one of those where people say, "Oh, it's a sign of champions." They obviously bossed the game as you would expect. First half, in particular, they were very, very good, and they could have been, 2 or 3 goals up. Second half, they looked a lot better. Brighton, they did look a lot better. I was quite impressed with Solly March. I feel like he had a very, very good game. But they could not get an equaliser. They had a few chances. Right at the end, Pascal Gross had a header which was saved by Alisson. He should have scored that and made it 1-1. But Liverpool go top with 9 points, 7 goals scored, 0 conceded, and they are looking very, very good so far. Really, really good. But there is a long, long way to go here. So let's have a look at the table. So what those results done. Liverpool are top, and in the top 4 currently are Manchester City and Bournemouth with 7 points. And then the top 4 concludes with Chelsea, who have played 2 and won both. 5th place we have Watford with the same record. They are about to kick off in a couple of minutes as I record. And then just outside we have Tottenham in 6th with 6 points, 2 wins from 2. And then 7th we have Leicester City. Down the bottom then we have West Ham rock bottom with no points after 3 games, -7 goal difference. Fulham, they're second bottom, 2 games, 2 defeats. But they play Burnley in a real big clash. 3 points there would be really important. 18th we have Huddersfield with the 1 point and then -8 goal difference already. And then just outside 17th we have Burnley, who have picked up a point from their 2 games. Followed by Southampton, who have played 3. Then Newcastle, who have played 2. Same 1 draw, 1 defeat. And then just outside with 2 points we have Wolverhampton Wanderers in 13th and Cardiff in 14th. So that is the Saturday review. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like. Tell me your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.